For those of you who love gems, the Gemstone family wishes that you would wear them more often or sleep with them under your pillows, as you call it. And we seek to be around plants. That's what they want to do. They want to be around plants, trees, if they're on your property. But they also want you to just take a few of them that are ready, and you will know when they are ready to plant them into the world. There are plenty of other locations that are needing the activity of gemstones. And when you do that, and they're going to let you know when to do that, more will come. So, when you release the gem, Akhenaten said, when you release the gem, don't worry, there's more coming. They're like, light it up. So there's others who want to participate in this life, in this time with you. Sometimes referred to as the Archangel Haniel, but I myself do not like too many titles. So you can call me the Angel of Grace, and that is enough. I am happy to be amongst you all and witnessing what you all are doing here, not only as a group, but as a family. You are like family to each other. And here, from my perspective, I enjoy seeing all types of people becoming a family. That is very essential right now, this very moment in your world. I would like all of you to think of a particular additional talent or skill or gift that you have. Here in our realm, we would like to see you utilize it more often. Why? Because it opens other doors on other levels in internal layers of consciousness. For instance, some of you may sing. Now, we know you might sing behind a rock or a door. Nonetheless, you sing. Those tones that come forth through you need to be heard throughout the world. Even when you're not saying them out loud, they can be felt just by where you are in the greater spectrum of things. We also want you to know that you too are an angel. In your own way, you are spreading your wisdom, your guidance, your aspirations, your seeds into the world. And as you do that, you become more of your higher self. And we want you to become more of your higher self whenever you can, to let that part out. No more hiding it. When you hide it, it's like the environment that you're in doesn't receive that extra love that is to flow through you. So we look forward to you releasing that love upon the earth. And of course, we love each and every aspect of you. That is my message. Show more of yourself, what you now know as your higher self. Akhenaten I am. I'm here, beloveds, again. I cannot seem to get enough of you all. I just love showing up here and tuning in and listening to everything that you are saying and even things that you are just thinking, because we know that you are thinkers. We know that you are creators that way. We also know that you create through the power of your emotions. And we seek and wish that you do more of that as well. I've come on board today because I want you to work with your rocks, stones, crystals, and start to utilize them more often. Of gems. The gemstone family wishes that you would wear them more often or sleep with them under your pillows, as you call it. And we seek to be around plants. That's what they want to do. They want to be around plants, trees, if they're on your property. But they also want you to just take a few of them that are ready, and you will know when they are ready to plant them into the world. There are plenty of other locations that are needing the activity of gemstones. And when you do that, and they're going to let you know when to do that, more will come. So, when you release the gem, I cannot say when you release the gem, don't worry, there's more coming. They're like light it up. So there's others who want to participate in this life, in this time with you. So it's very, very important. As I and Nefertiti say together, you're truly a blessing in this world. And therefore, you must bless every place that you walk through, that you are seated amongst, that you touch. We ask that you release your heartfelt words over your food that you consume, the water that you drink, because this is essential. And we like to let you know the more that you do it, especially over water, you'll know if you're connecting with water because it will begin to leave bubbles up against the glass. And that is a measurement that you are radiating a lot of energy, you're receiving a lot of energy. And the more that you do that, the more harmonious your entire structure shall become. We have a continuation of a message here that's now expanded to everyone. It is time to grid your property, grid your houses. That means you must spread those gemstones out. You can't keep them all in one place. So if you live where you rent property or more or less like you own a home, some of those should be outside, strategically at what is called corners outside your residence, because it sets up a charge of energy. For those of you who have a garden, set some along in the garden. The gems will know where to go. The Deva kingdom will direct you where to go with those gems to be in your garden. If you have plenty of flowers in your home, they'll tell you where to place them because they want to touch the soil again. After all, they've been away from the soil for a very, very long time. And they want to touch base with the soil. It kind of brings back how they were growing, how they were being planted here millions of years ago. Everything has a memory, and everything will begin to remember. And that word itself, not only means like to repeat, but it also has to do with the word elevation. So when you start to remember something, you are actually elevating the energy within your auric field and the energy outside your auric field. So the more consciousness and remembrance you start to have, everything starts to shift. Some of you might be working with something like the Tourmaline family. And if you are, utilize it to the maximus point that you can in your life. There's black tourmaline, very earthy, very protective energy, but it also carries a great deal of wisdom, just like all the rest of the tourmalines. Selenite, of course, carries much energy and gets you to learn how to become more flexible, not just through the joints and ligaments of your body, but in your life as well. So we want you to be aware of that. You're going to be directed down from your higher self, but also from the earth itself to start gridding your home. And when you grid your home, it might be the entire premises, upstairs, downstairs. If you got a basement, might be there. But just realize if you were to stand outside your residence and kind of squint a little bit and then meditate into that vibration, you'll notice there is a structure of energy that you all have developed on your property, outside the property, inside the property. Uh, the one who is channeling today will tell you the other day he ran into a structure in his residence. He works with a lot of selenite, and selenite expanded itself all the way through. So when he put the key in the door, it's like he couldn't unlock the door. Then he lost the electronic fob key that opens the gate from outside. But he was fortunate someone was coming out of the apartment building, therefore letting him in. Or he would have been stuck out there all night. So things like this happen because energy is expanding, energy is growing. You yourself has many trace minerals so that you could stay on this planet, right? And so everything that's inside of you is also outside of you, but everything is going to begin to expand. We want you to be aware that you're going to continue to expand. There's a reason why you wake up in the morning, you feel extra groggy. There's a reason why you've got headaches out of nowhere, toothache out of nowhere, back pain out of nowhere that you didn't have before. There's a reason for that. It's because you are expanding and you're beginning to take on more energy and more light. So we watch you from Sirius B, like, and we kind of laugh. We said they don't remember yet, but they're about to remember that they're getting bigger. It's their energy field is getting huge, and they're gonna start knocking things over in their house and go like, "I just passed that table. I just straightened out that thing over there. How did I knock those magazines off?" You're expanding, my friend. You're not this little person walking around on the earth. You've got so many different layers of yourself, is that you're actually getting larger energetically. Sometimes when you drive around in your vehicle, you're gonna notice it's kind of hard to get in, kind of hard to get out. You can push the seat back and find out you still can't get out. You're expanding, my friends. You're expanding. You asked to expand in this lifetime, and you're going to do it. But now you're going to think, okay, uh, I want to buy my son a car, and he doesn't understand. He's bigger than that unit that he wants to drive. So it is the same with all of you. You are expanding. And I laugh because you all should laugh more often. Laugh at yourself. Sometimes, even when you're going through difficulty, if you could pull your ego out of the difficult moment and remember that part of you created some of this, you'll start to laugh and then you'll start to remember the formulas, the recipes, the ideas that you brought with you that takes care of each section of these things that are going on in your life. And you don't have to feel like you're locked onto it or chained to it. We just want you to know you're actually very liberated. In fact, we want you to know that all of you that are channeling here, all of you that are doing healing work here, all of you who are doing all kinds of work in what you call the metaphysical field, it is you who is had something to do with all those people gathering around the United States the other day. You noticed it was most of it ran very peacefully because you are controlling a certain quadrant of energy. You, not just you, other people similar to you are putting out quadrants of energy that's filled and overflows with unconditional love. So if you might have tuned in or went into one of those areas, or your higher self said, "Oh, you don't need to go in there. I don't need us to go in there because we're bringing a bigger field of energy that could slightly upset it." So just stay on the outside and just observe. Stay on the perimeter. Stay in your vehicle or just walk. Some of you were told to stay home. Why? Because if everybody abandons the ship, we call that your community, and goes to a certain area, who's going to be there to maintain the balance? Who's going to abandon their guardian, their stewardship seat to just be going? He said, not everybody's supposed to go. You may want it to go, but everybody's not supposed to be physically there. Why? Because you have this ability to channel energy. Therefore, you can envision the location, especially if you've been in it before, and you can sit just where you're at, sipping on your coffee, your tea, your lemonade, or water, and still be in touch, still be in tune, still monitor the energy. Just like someone said a minute ago, the other gentleman who spoke, he said, people go up the hill, up the mountain looking for the guru. The guru said, "Hey, you already got everything. You don't need to be so much here. Just expand where you're at. Expand. Continue to do so. As you do that, you will find more opportunity to be more of that higher self you need to be, because actually you are that higher self. You are, like the angel of grace said, you are also an angel. Flip the letters around. You are an angle of light that needs to be expressed, that needs to be seen in this world. And we want you to know that and see that. There's another being here. I can see him clearly, but he's not giving me a name. But he just flashed an energy out to me. And it's interesting because the energy he flashed to me is sort of like what Lewis has behind him, the peacock eye. And the last 3 weeks on our senior complex, we've had two peacocks rolling around here, waking us all up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Ah! I'm like, and they're always by me, so I figure they're waking me up so I don't oversleep or something. Well, this being carries something like that around him, like a peacock feather. It's a part of his garment that he carries. And the peacock's feather is looks like an eye, and the eye, we might look at it as all eyes, all chakras being open. Let me see if I can write his name out phonetically for myself. That's simple. Sound like he said Bahlu, which phonetically is Bahlu. So Bahlu, if you like to say something. He said, yes, yes, yes. I have much to say. Uh, I want you to keep this wide open as much as you can. He said, much light is going to enter. And as these other energies enter, all of your chakras are going to feel like they're going off balance, but they're not. It's like someone is picking you up and shaking you and making sure what's not supposed to be there won't be there, and what's supposed to be there will be there. So constantly work on your chakras, as they call them. He says, I love gemstones and just regular stones. I have a habit of touching all kinds of stones all the time. He said, when I was a young man on Earth, I kind of drove my parents crazy because I was always coming home with rocks. Rocks in the bag, rocks in field pants, rocks in shirts, so much that I would carry extra pair of shoes and put rocks in there. I just needed rocks to carry around. So I want you to know that nature is highly important. And the more that you work with nature, the more you're able to feel where nature wants to go, where Mother Gaia, as you all say, wants to travel, wants to take us. And she's going to take us no matter what. But she promised that she won't make it so what you on earth will call violent shaking. She said, because there are many streams of awareness or consciousness that you could flow through at any time. You're sitting in one stream, and there's a stream here, and there's a stream there. There's one in front of you, there's one behind you, there's one up here, there's one on another angle. You just have to look at them and feel them. And the one that feels right at the moment that blends into this one will blend in, and you will be able to see the energy uh, clearly with stones and insects and so forth. In fact, you'll start communicating with all of these really, really soon. So I hear a thought. He said, well, where does Balu come from? Balu come from everywhere. Balu has a memory of walking on every continent, every island. And like you, there's certain places I didn't like. I did not like it at all. I stay away from swamps, I tell you that. I love the mosquitoes, but I don't like to get bitten. But to them, it's a love tap. To me, it's not. So I enjoy dry land, but land that's just right, that has a little bit of everything, a little bit of moisture, a little bit of dryness, a little bit of heat, but not too hot. That was my thing. I didn't like a place that was cold either, but I've been just about everywhere you can be. What I've learned to do is what I want to share with you is don't hold on to a memory of a location too long. It's just an experience. It's you're walking on the earth, you're staying in one place, you're living here. I don't want you to hold on to it too much. Often when you hold on to something too much, that's when it can become destructive. Nature says, okay, you hold it on too tight. Let me take this away from you. You go like, I just built the house. I just bought the car and now I don't have it. The lesson is don't hold on to it. So if something was to happen, you could let it go because you know it's going to be recreated again for you. Something else is going to come to you anyway. Just like books. You have hundreds of books, and something tells you get a backup book of the same book that you really like. And then all of a sudden, book disappears, but you got a backup, same book. Just don't hold on to material things too much. Use them for whatever you need to use them for, yes, but don't overdo it. That way you don't have a headache about everything. You don't have a worry sensation that builds up with you. So I'm Bahlu, and I'm going to move on because this man's ancestors are coming in, and we must give those ladies their opportunity to talk. My grandma Charlotte says, which is my mother's mother, she says, plant, plant, plant. If you have a garden, plant. If you have a flower bed, plant. She says, if there's only one thing you can plant, plant it. But we want you to plant. We want you to get in touch with the soil that's around you, or make some, put some, have a flower bed, something, so that you can communicate with nature. We just don't want you just walking on the earth. We want you to feel the plant. We want you to smell the scent of the plant, the scent of the flower. The more you do that, the easier you become, and easier for you to hear the plant talk to you, hear the tree talk to you, because they love to talk too. They're just waiting for someone to sit down and have a communication with them. Many people don't though. But those of you who are channelers and healers and artists and musicians, they love to hear music if you play an instrument. And you don't have to be perfect, she says. You don't have to be perfect musician, perfect singer, perfect dancer. Just kind of dance. Take that radio and crank it up a notch if you can. Find your favorite kind of music and dance. That dance is a prayer. Many cultures use dance as a form of praying, right? She said those people who are Sufis, they're dancing to the chant of who by the women. The women are controlling the men's dance. If they don't say nothing, they can't go nowhere. All they can do is stand there and wait. So the women, the mothers, they're chanting in Sufism, and they're actually controlling the rhythm through the chant. So I want you to do the same. Sometimes you just need to make sound like babies. Babies at their happiest making sounds. You make the sound, everything is listening to you. You open up whole new vibrations where you live because you are willing to chant, to say a sound or two, and be joyful because we don't want to hear the blues. We know about BB King and the blues. We know about that. We want to hear some laughter. We want to hear some joy. Just sing your heart out. Don't have to have any perfect rhyme or reason. Just sing or just dance. So Mother Grace has come. I want you to study cycles and everything that you've heard today and that you will hear later today. Study the cycles of things. You call it numerology, or you call it astrology. Whatever, study cycles. Cycles tell you a lot of things. Tells you where you should be in your mind, in your thoughts. So if you study cycles, that will create more order and balance for you within every moment. Therefore, nothing catches you off balance. Nothing catches you by surprise because you're in rhythm, cycles. Every now and then, you need to burn a little incense, a favorite one of yours. And okay, sometime act like a chef of incense, mix them, experiment. Just don't use, let's say, just don't use frankincense and myrrh all the time. Throw some copal in there, throw some sandalwood in there and see what you get. Why? Because the sun, the big, 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 big sun, the central suns run into all these galaxies. And especially the ones that, Akhenaten, they say Sirius B is their location. They said all of these beings want to catch the whiff of your incense, and they will tell you new ones to utilize and to put into place. All of you are, she says, all of you are so pretty today. You are like flowers and plants and trees and bees. She's like, yeah, 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 it's Father's Day, but we know it's Queen's Day. Father couldn't be a father if mother wasn't around. She says, I just want you all to be very, very happy with yourselves. You are progressing so quickly, so quickly. She has a tear of joy for many of you because you have allowed yourself to become this productive in a short period of time. And there's going to be a moment of time when sometimes you cannot all come together, but you're going to feel each other. She said, you're still coming together because you can feel each other at a distance. She says, no, she says, all of you to do that right here. She said, you better start channeling wherever you at. You need to start channeling. Why? Because the space brothers and the space sisters, they're listening. So right now, they're listening. They are very happy with all of that movement that they saw around the country yesterday, she said. She said, but I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to look north, south, east, west, in the ground above you and talk. Actually stand somewhere and talk to the universe because they are listening. And they know the minute you start to do that, many of you will not just have to feel like you must channel, they're just going to show up. And they're going to show up in the vibration that is the most comfortable for you and for them. She said they want to let you know you might want them to come like in a certain way so that you feel comfortable. But hey, they want to come and feel comfortable too. They want to feel comfortable too. They say we are very, very exotic. And don't be surprised. You're gonna be in your kitchen preparing something and look and just realize somebody's standing there, seeing what you're cooking, smelling, what are you drinking? Sometimes they will also protect you at a distance because they see things and they may put the thought out like they did for me, my son yesterday. He lost an electronic fob door key to get in the apartment gate. If he reported that he lost it, he'd have to come up with $100. And he was, what did I do with that? I don't want to report that I lost it. So we told him, go watch something on TV. Now go to bed. He wasn't ready to go to bed. He, like a little boy, he wanted to stay up and find that fob key. But when we woke him up at what was 8 o'clock for him, he said, you never lost the key outside. It's right in your bedroom. Replay everything you did when you got up Saturday morning. Replay, replay, replay. And all of a sudden, I took my son's head Look at the ironing board, will you? You got all these t-shirts. Why do you think you can't wash them yet? Take them, pick them up. He had about 9 or 10 up there. And finally, bing, string hung out. There it was. He had to wash that, would have ruined that. Oh, yeah, now really paying $100. So your minds are moving quickly. Your energetic fields are growing rapidly. And I mean rapidly. You're going to have some aches and pains. They're growing pains. But what's growing is who you are inside is ready to come out. Who you are inside is going to call forth vibrations that is going to create peace out of nowhere. Who you are inside is going to shower environments and events with so much unconditional love. People are going to go like, I don't know if I want to carry this weapon. I know I took an oath to carry one, but I don't want to carry one. Things are going to change rapidly. They have to. If you want to see our fellow beings show up next year and the years after, things must change. You are like the Paul Revere's within this structure. And you must plant your wisdom, your seeds, your prayers, your decrees, your affirmations, even write them on a piece of paper, roll them up, and put them on a park bench. Just leave it. Somebody's going to read it. The right person will read it. The right person at the right time. I am Mother Grace. It's time for me to go. No one else is coming. They said, you would like to clean up better. We're not coming behind you. We're done. We're done.
We got some questions, Brother Francis.
Yeah, they're still here. They just not gonna.
Yeah,
I can
I'm
relay the
calling
message.
Christiane to ask a question first.
Thank you.
Please.
Mhm.
I have a question for the Angel of Grace. As he talked about crystals, and I have a really beautiful forest right next to where I live. And a couple of years ago, I found a fairly big, beautiful quartz crystal in the forest. And I thought, oh, I was meant to find this. And I took it home, and I love to have it around. It's really beautiful, but I'm wondering, did I maybe take a crystal that somebody actually put into the earth, or was I actually meant to find that crystal?
Angel of Grace here. You were meant to find the crystal
Oh, thank you.
because many people are planting, just like you may have to plant. Once you put it in the earth, it no longer belongs to you. The person that may have put, depending on the size, knew that at some point that crystal was supposed to go with somebody else. It may have been planted there for many, many years. And keep in mind, when it's the right person, like yourself, you saw it. Angel of Grace says there was at least 50 or 60 other people that was right there in that area, months ahead of you, and could not see it. Not meant to see it. Don't worry. When the crystal that you found will tell you, can you put that rose quartz, that other little tiny rose quartz back to where you got me? You're going to say, but that's my favorite. It's called energetic exchange, my dear. I'm happy to be with you, but the woods are calling. They want something else to be there. And so you will put it there. Somebody could be walking, a group of teenagers, and one of them sees it. That's who's supposed to get it. So listen to the stone. Put your hands on the stone.
I have the impression that the stone is happy with me.
She is very happy with you. She is very happy. She's just letting you know that sometimes um, we can't always bring every gem out of the house, right? And start to plant because we don't know. But it will tell you the minute it's been in your residence on your property a long time, it will tell you, it'll give you this image like you're supposed to take something there. And she is saying not everything has to be a gem. Sometimes you might have gone to a store and saw a beautiful uh, branch, or someone put together crystals on a branch, and you found it very fascinating. And then all of a sudden, the gemstones, see that thing you just bought home a couple of months ago? It's ready to be replanted for real outside. And you will know when to go because it'll keep showing you, not a calendar, it's showing you a vibration with inside yourself that you, and this vibration may take a whole year to develop with you. And then all of a sudden you got this urge, I must put a stone there. And you'll know which one to plant. You might even go out and purchase one and then put it there. It doesn't matter. Long as you're hearing that call at that time.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Ray?
Very much so. Appreciate your expansive answers. Talk about expanding today. And I am curious to continue the question about stones and gems. I am very fortunate to receive gifts of stones and that are placed on top of my mulch almost daily, the majority of the growing season throughout the year by various wee folk or other entities. My question is, and I love these gifts, but my question is, I didn't think about the possibility that maybe those are anchoring certain energies and they're placed there for a reason, because I automatically go to pick them up and try to get the message from them and then place them in another place in my yard. But I want to make sure that I'm doing everything in the most efficient and natural flow way for all of the consciousness which is in my yard in our physical space time. And if you could comment on that, and I know it may be a mixed bag, but any direction would be helpful.
It's okay. Grandma Charlotte's is stepping up to the plate. She said she likes the pitch and she's got the bat. She says sometimes, depending on the size of your property, sometimes use this as a measuring stick. You're giving off energy, they're giving off energies where you see them. So she says, before you pick them up to feel the message, they're giving out a signal. Take a couple of steps back. Put your hands out to the side. Move them back and forth so you can feel the magnetic energy that they're giving off. Go as far as you can back if you can, and you'll see where it stops. And right in there, if you just step 1 foot into the space, they will tell you right in your mind where to go because they're using you as the pointer. And then you begin to, from your heart up to your crown or your brow, start to use your arms like antennas and move back and forth. And you'll notice your eyes will fall on an area frequently. Like you'll move, like your whole scale away. If you're moving, why am I looking over there? I didn't know I was supposed to put something there. And now you go pick it up. And it says, that's where I want to be. You might find 3 or 4 of them there. And they go, well, send Hank out. The 3 of us are just saying, Hank can go. That's what he's going to do. He sets up, he's like the scout. He sets up to do vibration. So they say for you to do that. That will be very, very important.
Thank you. And today I not only had a constellation of them, but the tall whites told me that they placed one there for me, which was the one that called to me that I picked up. There were other ones nearby, not related to this other separate constellation, which showed up in the mulch that I just put down 2 days ago. But it seemed to have a picture of the tall white on this stone. And they told me that they placed it there, and I'm to get the message from it before they come in for the next session.
Mhm.
So I appreciate you communicating about those lines and gridding your house, and the whole group of you, of course. I don't need to explain that, you already know. But and all of this energy and helping us reveal more of ourselves to ourselves. It's a greatest gift that you could give us, and thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So I have a question that also follows in the direction of grids and crystals, gemstones. I have done that for a number of years. And I've noticed, for example, the first house or property where I did that, that happens to be in New Mexico. When I was leaving it, okay, I went and dig the more salient ones that I have embedded in the ground. And once I found them, I was kind of quite astounded by the fact that every one of them had grown in more complexity from what I remember that I have implanted in the ground. And it felt beautiful. What I really noticed was that they themselves had transformed themselves by being in the ground. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
This is through my own higher self here. So it was mentioned earlier that when stones want to go back into the earth, they have their remembrance of coming from the earth, some, others in other galaxies. So they were reading not only your property around for miles, reading and reading and reading, and they became an anchor. So what gemstones teach us to become is pure conscious anchors of light. That's why you pick one or two of them up and you notice the energy, the frequency had changed. And they were now putting out a whole nother vibration. They want you to know you're like the papa of them, but you're like their twin too. That you're constantly doing things and putting out information on various levels. They say, you know, you are like the group known as Into One Person that was called Sananda. You know, Sananda, when he was known as Jesus the Christ, he spoke on three different levels, parables, right? He spoke to the common person that could understand what he was talking about. But then that second batch of people, those are the people that, you know, are ready. And way in the back are the disciples. They're beyond ready. They're like, okay, say that again and look at the crowd again so we get over there and we can help them understand. That's who you are. Gems come to you to help you understand the complexities of environments and how to make those environments work. You must understand that when groups of people move, they always move to an area that is somewhat similar to where they just left. To complete the work. So that's what you were doing. They came up out of the ground. They showed you like, yeah, some of us are ready to go with you, and the rest of us need to go back in to ground this energy. Because whoever's coming behind you, they need the energy to stay grounded in order to stay here on the property. So that's why you see the different complexities of stones. Like I always keep selenite around, you know, and I wear selenite and moldavite all the time. Why? Because when I go out, my friends out, he say, let's go get a bite to eat. So where we going? I say, we're not going over there. We're going to the east side. Certain location on the east side. And when they as close as it gets, this whole thing is vibrating and has a high-pitched tone to me. Let me know we need to be there because upstairs there's something in the atmosphere that needs us to be there or needs me to be there so I can anchor. That's why you're seeing the gems change right in front of your eyes. Yesterday they look one way, today they look different. Other weeks ago, you didn't see a rainbow reflection. Now you can see it. You pick it up and you start looking at it. Now you go outside and you're radiating like the gemstone you just picked up. You're like my higher self to your higher self. Everyone's higher self says it's like gophers poking your head out of the ground. Like lemurs standing on your hind legs looking like, what's going on here? I think I'll go over there. And whoever's with you, like, I don't know if we should go there. Says, okay, you can stay in the car. I gotta go. Because if I don't go, they're gonna be talking to me. And then tomorrow I'm gonna say, I wish I had a guard. Because now they're talking more to me. So yeah, it shows us that everything is in motion all the time. We think we're just standing here. But we know you can look out and see the clouds moving. You know, you see faces in the cloud and you pull out your phone to take a picture. By the time you take a picture, the face gone. Everything's moving.
Very
Nothing's
quickly,
standing
yeah.
still. That's
Thank
the
you,
answer.
brother. I was just going to make the comment that in the last 25 years, I have left crystals in many different places. And I sure hope that they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Oh, they are.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Is there any other questions? Anybody that wants to take the opportunity? We probably have a few more minutes if somebody would like to step into it. And if not, the time has come to thank Brother Francis for this magnificent display of some of the
Welcome.
entities and energies that he channels and for the tremendous wisdom that has come through, as always.
Amen and thank you.
So they thank you as well. All of them.